Hey everyone, it's Ryan Leonard with Wolfnest Property Management, and today we're going to be talking about a very fun topic, something that I go over with prospective clients all the time. It's, the top 5 signs that it is now time to hire a property manager. Now, imagine that, whether you have 1 property, you have 5 properties, you have 10 properties, as you continue to grow your portfolio, what maybe started off as being fun and, hey, this is my full-time job, the more properties you have, the older they get, it's becoming more of a chore and less of you feeling like a real estate investor. So if you are struggling with keeping up with, tenant requests, maintenance, it may be time for you to look at a property manager. The biggest thing that I always like to say that what would we bring? It's, 10 years plus of experience, hard knocks, learning how to do things the wrong way so that we can do it the right way now. But also we bring that value of time, right? What is your time worth? If you do not have to even think about your properties more than 4 or 5 times a year because you have a manager that's doing it, that's what we want to see, and that's really where the value comes in, hiring that property manager. Now, as far as things that you want to look at or consider, if you are looking at possibly hiring a property manager, is one, you live far away from your properties. Maybe when you bought these properties, they were right down the street, or they were your home and you moved out, right-sized into a new home, and that first property was, a couple blocks away. But then, you relocate to Bear Lake or Boise, Idaho for work, and you've got 3 or 4 properties, and it's a 5-6 hour drive to get back and to handle those properties. That's a good indicator that you're wasting a lot of your time to manage these properties, or you're constantly on the phone with people, friends, family, trying to help get things addressed, which really isn't fair to your friends and family. Next one is your properties are getting old, and it's taking a lot more care because, again, just like us, as we get older, we need more care. Same thing goes for our rental properties. You bought it in 1990 and it was brand new, but now the water heater's going out. Your roof is starting to leak. These are all things that you want to make sure that you stay on top of, because if you're not doing more preventative type maintenance and you're just being reactive, that's when things cost a lot more money. So if your portfolio is starting to get older and older and older, having, again, scheduled preventative maintenance and getting to maintenance requests quickly is a great way to minimize the cost of those usually capital type expenses. You're looking to retire and spend more time with family. That's a big one, right? If you have 10 properties and you're spending, 10, 15, even 50 hours a month doing rent collection or notice postings or scheduled showings and having to do it yourself, marketing, taking photos, move-in documentation, move-out documentation, security deposit disposition reports, these are all things that take a lot of time. And again, I always like to say, how much do you feel like you're worth an hour? And how many hours are you spending a month on your rental properties? And is that cheaper than the couple $100 you pay Wolfnest to manage your investment property? The answer is usually going to be yes every single time. Another good one, you have an RV or you just want to travel more, go on a cruise. It is so hard to manage your properties when you're not in the city, and there's nothing worse than having to keep your phone on you 24/7 or checking your email to see if you have maintenance requests come in, and then even more importantly, spending time on that vacation or that RV trip, reaching out to vendors or friends or neighbors to try to help you out. So and the last one too is you're getting bored. I talked to so many people who are like, I didn't like what I was doing. I quit my 9 to 5 and now I manage our investment properties and we're continuing to build it. And what started off as fun, kind of a novelty, I'm a real estate investor, I'm a landlord, it becomes, it's not a pretty business. And a lot of times you're dealing with tough tenants, Utah landlord laws, Utah Fit Premises Act, fair housing laws. There's a lot of things that kind of become daunting and more chore-like the longer you do it. And again, best thing about a property manager, you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. So biggest thing, again, free up your mind, free up your life, and really enjoy your time because we don't have a long time on this earth. So you want to spend as much of that, doing what you love, being around friends and family. So if you want to discuss this in a little bit more depth, there's our website. There's my phone number. I'd be happy to discuss your portfolio and see if we could be a good fit for your needs. Thanks.